I won't let AI kill us, don't worry. We're good. Alright, hello everyone. Apologies for being late, but it is what it is. Welcome back to Rising Sun, the long-running game that we played 3 years ago, I think.
Let me check.
It's been a
look
while.
at the art channel.
Maybe 4 at this point.
Yeah, so 3 years ago we were playing the one where we were loyalists.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Why would you want to be a loyalist?
And it was the Star Wars game in 2019.
It was before the Star Wars.
Scrolling.
We did Star Wars last year, I think, for a bit as well, so...
Did we?
We did a little bit of
I
finished
think
up.
we did like 1 or 2 sessions.
Yeah, we did a little bit just to kind of wrap up Ritualist's arc on it, I think, so... And because I wanted a better sort of halfway point for it before we pick up again.
So I'm scrolling through the art channel. And,
Yeah, no worries.
What do the triangles mean on the map, Stu?
Oh, the triangles. If I look at the map, those are in fact...
Are they space stations?
They're fleet or stations. They're also Eldar
okay.
craft worlds if they're in purple.
Uh-huh.
So,
No,
yeah.
I was just curious to see what the triangles... Because I know that obviously the round bits were planets, so I was just making sure I knew what the triangles
Also, lovely people in the chat, please let me know if the audio is okay, if there's any issues, and I'll readjust it and all that, so... Right, so I'll do a brief...
2018.
I'll do a very brief recap of last time. Last time, 3 years ago, you were escaping
It
from...
was 2018.
Was it 18?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was the end of 2018, mine. So it's been about 4 years.
Oh, well, it
Nice.
doesn't matter. Carry on.
Nice. Well, last time you were escaping a squadron of Imperial ships after you just like tried to get away from a Mechanicus base. I believe it does have a name, if I remember.
Weren't we just raiding the Necrons, if I remember correctly?
Oh, that was halfway through season 1. Now you're... This was a Mechanicus outpost.
Yeah.
You were
I know
raiding.
I had vaguely recently been exploded because I don't have any artwork really after that point.
Yes. So you're still coming to terms of your newish form.
Yeah, I do believe that happened at the Mechanicus outpost, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was during the Mechanica outpost that happened.
Well, it was
they-
because afterwards, when my character was temporarily dead, you guys went and killed a secretary for literally no reason.
Yes! I remember. That was one of the highlights of that season. So
Yeah.
fucking random. Because it was going to be non-diplomatic. There was a diplomatic thing being done to resolve this. And then when you got closer to her, one of you just shot her, and I was like, oh.
To be fair, my character had just been violently killed by the people
It was
outside
a
that
gun.
room.
Do you know what it was, Skog?
Yeah.
It was a Praetorian gun servitor with like a chain gun, and he just full auto mag dumped into you. That was
I
what.
think it was an assault cannon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made you into a puddle, I remember.
Like, don't get me wrong, you know, it was contextually very much overkill, but also with the pacing, if I'd been a bit more, you know, alive and involved, I'd imagine it would have been more of a, nah, fuck these people, they just killed me.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I survived, somehow.
Yeah. It's,
What is it?
that's what fate plays do.
Cloning, dark science, what was the other one?
Somehow
Fuck.
Palpatine returned.
Yes, that's the one.
That dumb meme.
Somehow Ursula returned.
Alright, so yeah, you stole a Voss pattern engine, I believe, was the thing I gave for it, because you need a new engine for your ship to make it optimal. It's been ensouled, you escaped into the warp, and that's where you are now, currently. You also were in, I think the very last thing that happened while you were in the warp, fleeing from the station, Lord Nulla gave you a lecture in his classroom about your role in things. I think that was the very last thing that happened.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it
yes,
was that whole, okay,
yes.
guys, you can't just go around killing civilians.
Secretaries,
we
God,
had
we're killing
a
civilians.
confrontation and got to terms with what the fuck do we want to do moving
I have the
forward?
meme for this.
And
me a
do
sec.
we want to dismantle the Imperium, Or at least try.
Yeah, you made a new
no.
compact, and you called yourself the Invisible Hand as your warband. I believe I gave you infamy bonuses because the name was cool, so yeah.
Why were you killing civilians?
Well, we'll talk about that later,
fun.
Will.
Okay.
Okay, right, I've got the meme. There we go.
What's wrong?
Boss, don't kill that civilian. Oh, yeah, the safety
Etcher
meme.
does not kill civilians.
Yes. So, here's where we'll pick up. Let's go to... where is it? I love this sound, this ambient sound.
Brum, brum.
Okay, you get up one morning after, you know, having a bit of a good night's rest, and you all wander into the officer's mess because you want some breakfast. And by all of you, I mean Skog and Pasta, technically, because they're the only ones that can be here for this scene. So I guess you two show up.
I've got way too many tabs open.
Yep.
Just
So just
a black
plonk
screen.
yourselves.
I've got a black screen, yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Okay,
black.
give me a moment.
It is black indeed.
I will
These are
reveal.
dark days.
I will reveal all.
Revelio.
Or maybe it won't work, because what is going on with this game?
Greg Pasta, cast Revelio.
Revelio or something. I don't know. I've never played these Imperial games. I was born on Cadia. The fuck do you expect?
Bruh. Is the fog of war just broken? Is that what's going on?
Possibly.
Maybe.
We didn't play games at Cadia. We did war and training for war.
Is it because you're using the new toolbar system?
It might be, yeah, that might be fucking
I
weird.
reckon it might be a disconnect between like the old systems and
I'll
the
opt
new.
out of it for now. It's a shame because I quite like the new UI, honestly. But if it's buggy in beta, we'll switch back to the old one. So yeah, let me just reveal. No, it still doesn't work.
Reveal your secrets.
Right, I'm
Did you
gonna.
disable it on the map?
We're off to a great start tonight. So.
If you
This
click
is
on
just
the.
Stu's excuse for not having made a map for the game.
Yeah.
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 I
Just
think
too
the
late.
order's-
Oh, there we
There
go.
we go.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I had to
I'm
go
trying
to
to
the
not look at
individual
your screen.
page settings and then fuck with it. So yeah, I might have to do that all night.
Imagine a DM not wanting to make a map.
Bruh. Honestly, making maps is the most time-consuming aspect of it.
It's the funnest part of the DM.
I random gen my maps literally using a D6, D8 system for making for generating dungeons.
Yeah.
And if you get a roll of 1, you get a corridor. It's that simple.
All right.
Show them my whip.
Okay.
It's legit good for genning dungeons though, because you can just instead of just bullshitting stuff together and hoping it works, you bullshit it together and then make it work.
Yes.
Also, at some point, I might do new character artwork for people, or you know, maybe
Yeah.
WoW. That's
Fair
fine.
enough.
I've got a art commission I've got as a pending thing with someone, so I might ask them if they want to do that sometime.
Oh yeah, one thing I'll tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, this will probably be a shorter session because we did unfortunately start a bit late, but we'll get some background stuff out of the way.
It's
for
only like
session.
2 hours late. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's been 24 years.
24, yeah. Alright, so yeah, you two, Ziv and Ursula, are just sitting having your milk and cornflakes, I guess.
Milk and corn.
Yes.
Tasty.
I, for one, like to have blue
Cornflakes.
Ah, you're one of those.
Bear in mind, you guys have known each other for, I think, a year at this point in game time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or at the very least 6 months, because it took you 6 months to get from Araxis to here, so yeah.
Could have had a baby in that time slot.
Yeah, you could have. In
Yeah.
fact, there have been babies born on your ship during that time period.
What?
Well, yeah, we've got a Slanesh cult, but
No,
think-
it's not even a
people-
Slanesh
yeah,
cult.
fair.
People do just hook up and have babies on
Oh, yeah.
spaceships in 40k sometimes, because
space.
it's practical, it's a long journey, you need more crew sometimes.
You need some entertainment.
Well, maybe not so much that, but yeah.
So, do we got Dark Elder slaves now? I take it.
Do you have slaves?
They're interns.
Didn't we have prisoners, at least?
Yes, you do.
Interns.
You can go down to the med bay to see them whenever you want.
Oh, nice.
Are they still in there?
Yes.
No.
None of you done anything with them, so they're still there. Silent Winter's been keeping them fed and clothed.
One and left it.
Winter's a good boy. He's just been keeping them healthy for you, until you decide what to do with them. So,
Nice.
so
I thought Johanna was looking after them, or Ignium.
maybe, yeah. We'll get into that.
I remember Gren being involved with them, and we all got very distressed and sort of.
Yeah, Gren
Why
kind
did
of
it
made
get
one a bit of a boy toy, I think, was what happened. I don't know what happened to the other ones. I know you, Pasta, wanted to do something with one of them, but I'm not sure what exactly. So-
Yes, I wanted to recruit one as a companion.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you want to recruit the fucking Blood Bride or whatever her rank is. Yeah. That was... We'll probably get to that next session, I think, is what we'll do, so... Because we've got a bit of a aftermath to get to. Anyway, so yeah, you two are having breakfast. Is there anything specific you want to do for today?
Good question.
Because if not, you can just wander up to the bridge and see how things are going. That's also a thing.
That seems like a reasonable plan.
Alright. If you're done with your breakfast, I will take you to the bridge. I believe this will be dark as well.
Need to make
so-
sure your rifle's clean.
Yes. Oh wait, this
I don't
one's...
think I have rifling on any of my weapons.
Oh, fair enough.
I think this one you can see in there, actually, this map.
Yeah, I see a map.
Nice.
It's got that big hole in the floor that we have to awkwardly go
Yeah,
around.
I've been just headcanoning that you can walk over that, and there is some glass
Hey,
or
so
something
there's
over it.
some glass on top of it. that you can
Probably,
walk
yeah.
I just like the idea that there's literally just a big jagged hole in the floor.
It's just
we
a big
all
pit in the
awkwardly
floor with a
remember
kill
to
Yeah.
walk
star.
around it, and occasionally have
mega
to go and pick
fun.
servitors out of the core.
Okay.
He's
Bring
lagging
dispatches.
towards the hole! Stop him!
If
So yeah.
Basically, there's a torture thing where they make you just look into the hole, and if you go mad, then there's something wrong with
I
it.
like the
Oh,
idea
it's
that
like
the
this.
bridge is just
Yeah.
located directly above one of the plasma reactors.
Oh, you can do it. This is Sparta, and just kick them into
Exactly.
plasma root.
It's one of the most ratchet chaos things, and I love it.
All right. So yeah, you guys walk onto the bridge. Crewmen give you little military salutes and all that, as you do. And
Very good.
Well done, brother.
the cultists don't really salute you, but they kind of give you little bows and stuff because they recognize that you're powerful dudes, so they give you a bit of reverence. Oh, that's the thing I should explain to you guys while we're here. So your ship is has a bit of a divide between the old Navy crewmen, when the ship was in Imperial service, and all the fucking cultists and dregs and other such people, riffraff, that got pulled onto the ship when Lord Cyrus took over, the word bearer guy, the very first captain. So there's a little bit of tense animosity between some of the crew and the cultists to keep in mind. Basically, the crew are kind of like your skilled crew people, and the cultists are just kind of your riffraff, essentially. Some of them are more skilled than others, though. It's a bit random. So that's something to keep in mind. Anyway,
We've got a lot of armsmen, but we've also got a lot of other psycho nutters who are
the
part of the
cultists do outnumber those crew as well, so that's something to remember. Unfortunately, the old Imperial crew are a bit down on numbers these days. So, you walk up, and that is First Officer Dillard just working at the bridge as he usually does. He looks up and says, "Ah, good morning, lords. How can I help you?"
That's good, my dude.
Would you like a status
I'm-
report?
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Very
How
good.
goes the things with the things?
Things are going well, sir. Our engines are running surprisingly optimal, as reported by the priests and engineering crew. We haven't taken too much damage in the previous skirmish. We're making hull and interior bulkhead repairs as we've been traveling. I dare say things are looking quite good for us so far, Lords.
Excellent. What is our current heading? I seem to have forgotten.
Well, we had to make an emergency translation into the Immaterium. I believe, let me just get her name. Lady Selena, navigator, reports that she will drift us onto a course at your request when needed. Or Lord Nama's request, I suppose.
No, it is a silly place.
Why not? Wanna see my home?
She's just keeping us on a stable route for now, wherever you may decide to go.
I mean, I heard
So
there's been
we
big
currently
things
have
happening.
no particular heading then. Have we had reports from the Dark Cyclops recently then?
The Dark Cyclops was last seen on Arrakis 4 with the Iron Warrior contingent there. So
Okay, have we had any communications?
not as such, sir. It's also sometimes difficult to though it is sometimes difficult to receive astropathic communiques while in transit. So
Understandable.
when we
I
come out
suppose
of
I would
warp, perhaps we'll hear something.
inquire for the benefit of catching up myself and the audience
Yes.
as to what the fuck is happening.
Understandable.
But yeah, so we have no current particular course, no particular heading, no particular plans.
Indeed, sir.
Well, I'm sure something is going to happen suddenly soon to make sure that that does change. But for now, we can sit back and... Oh, no!
Oh, dearie me!
Oh god, the sound works. Yes.
Well, I guess
That
it's
was
not
really
getting
loud.
on the map.
That was really
Okay,
loud,
turn
that
it
was,
down on your. Let me just.
No,
see.
it's fine. It was just... I had it down quietly, and then it was just like...
You got jump scared by the Roll20 soundboard.
I wasn't expecting you to be quite so blatant, Stu, but I can't, knock your...
Oh yeah, I was gonna say and do this. That would have been terrifying.
Stu, you should add the Hell's Kitchen sound effect.
I do.
Oh, I've got that if you need it.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I love the Discord soundboard. Alright. So, when you hear that ominous sound along with the weird memes, which actually fit with this because we're in the warp, there's a sudden jolting and shuddering and the whole ship shakes. And could you all make me an agility test?
Okay, let me quickly try and remember how to do that.
Even me? I'm not even
No,
me.
not you, sorry, Will, just pass the
I
Discord.
mean, you can do one out of,
Yeah,
joining in.
Yeah, I'll do it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Hey,
Actually,
do
yeah,
you want
we'll
it?
do one, actually. We'll do, yeah.
Was there a modifier? Sorry,
No, just a 0.
Okay. Hey, only 3 degrees
Okay,
of failure.
you're
Fuck
both
you.
prone on the deck as you lose your footing and
me.
crash down with the jolting and shuddering. Right. Lord Dillard,
Hey,
Lord,
Jake passed.
First Officer Dillard, suddenly starts kind of clutching his vox pieces in his ear and is kind of just listening intently. And states rather quickly after like 10 or 20 seconds, my lords, I have to report that we have made an emergency translocation from the Immaterium, I'm afraid. It was a bit of a the Lady Navigator records there was a bit of a disturbance we were heading towards, so she's done an emergency transit out of warp speed.
A shadow across the warp, you
I'm
say?
deploying auguries to see where we are. Stand by. And he just starts kind of yelling to some of the officers at the augury stations, some commands to get things online and see what's going on.
Here we
Shadow
go.
across the warp.
And you hear another voice going into your comms, Ziv and Ursula, saying, my holy lords of the invisible hand, come in, please.
Howdy.
Do this.
he gives you a random name because he reports these. One of the cultists, my lord, of the true faith.
Yes. Met you last Sunday, I think.
Indeed, Lord Ziv. I have to report that, unfortunately, to my grievance, that Lord, what's his name, Lord Nulla? Is that what we called him?
Monstrum Nulla.
Monstrum Nulla,
Or
Believe it was
Lord
Monstrum.
our holy leader and lord, has
He's a
vanished,
monster.
sir. I saw it before my eyes while he was giving us some reports. The walk took him, it seems.
Well,
damn.
I'm sure he'll be back at some point.
Indeed, sir. But it appears that some other disturbance was reported by the psychers, and he kind of lets out a bit of a scream and or yelp, and this appears before you on the floor.
Yeah.
Will, you're there.
Yeah. Down.
You're on the floor, clutching a bolt pistol that's still smoking.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yep.
And he goes, my lords, it appears the warp has gifted you something else in return.
Warp giveth, the warp taketh away.
So, Will,
Yep.
the last thing you remember, Will, was you were on some kind of spaceship of some kind,
Yeah.
and you had just blown off an orc warrior's head with your pistol.
Excellent.
And killed him, and the gore, just filled your goggles and face, because
Yeah.
it was a pretty close
I
range
just got
kill.
all blood away from me.
But suddenly, there was a horrible jolt, and your stomach just felt like it'd been turned inside out.
Yeah.
And now you seem, as you look around, to be on a different ship.
I've been
to the-
teleported from another ship.
Yes.
Nothing personal, kiddo.
And you see a lot of strangers looking around at you, a little perplexed. Some of them look worried.
Uh-huh.
You also realize that your mind feels very foggy and doubtful. You seem to have forgotten some stuff.
Oh, damn, my mind's been altered. No.
At least somewhat, maybe. Your memory might return, but you seem to have forgotten a lot. You remember the vague implication that you had a name, but you're not sure what it was.
Okay.
Cringe, but cringe.
You also remember,
Super
as a kid, you were inducted into some kind of super soldier program and went through some very harsh and rigorous trials.
Uh-huh.
But everything between then and that is a bit vague. You remember your family and the planet you were born, but the training is this superhuman warrior. You're quite strong and powerful and you have all this armor and guns and you've been fighting people, but beyond that, you don't remember much.
Well, would I recognize anybody on the ship?
Oh, make me a lore test, actually.
Who's that?
Make me a common lore Imperium at +20.
Let me find this. Yep.
Right hand side,
Right hand side.
if I remember correctly. It is, I'll be surprised.
Oh, you should call yourself Gunter, Will.
What?
Call yourself Gunter after that wrestler, because he says Imperium a lot.
I found law, but it's not got anything underneath law.
Do you not have any law skills?
Apparently not.
He should have some, it's in common, so
More of a context thing, just for
I'll do it for you,
visual
actually.
elements. Is Will a veteran of the Long War, or is he a new fag?
But he is a new fag.
Okay.
He does have Forbidden Lore Long War, but he probably wouldn't remember it.
Okay, so I
honestly.
wasn't sure if he was an old boy or a really fucking old boy.
No,
Because,
he is
the whole thing
a...
of warp translation can also affect time, which is always a fun one.
Yeah. Will is a new Space Marine who has become chaotic.
Okay.
Yep, he's a Forsaken as the class he's playing as.
So he's fallen, basically?
Yeah, he's a renegade Space Marine verging on Chaos Worship, yeah. So,
Probably stuff that isn't relevant for me to know, but it's... I'm being a nosy bastard, you're giving me answers.
Common law.
So, Will, you pass that test with 2 degrees.
Oh.
You know that you are on a Dauntless light cruiser used by the Imperial Navy. And you even recognize some of the uniforms as old uniforms by Imperial Navy crewmen, but the bridge feels different, more wild.
Like there's a big hole in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of has an ominous glow to it. And there's also other people at the back who seem to be some kind of ragtag people. They don't look as professional as the crew do on the stations and consoles.
Maybe
And you
I
also
should-
see some very unusual people in front of you.
Very unusual looking.
You guys can give a description of what you look like, I guess.
Okay. I'll go first.
Yes.
For Jane. I'm just going to quickly check her stats. Excellent. Jane has no stats. I'm sure there used to be stats here. Oh well.
Oh, Jane.
Jane is a naval guardsman, armsman, marine, whatever you want to call him, who is wearing the spicy uniform of the the Invisible Hand.
Mm.
Because when we became libertarians, we got a new name, and I need to remember this. And is wearing a very similar uniform to all of the people around us. It's just slightly more decked out, I would imagine, at this point.
Yeah, well, I think Jane has
Ziv,
carapace.
do you want to go next?
Sure. Basically, in essence, what you see is this. Basically, a ball sack. A face with a ball sack.
Okay.
And one eye.
Fair enough.
In a brownish robe. Well, no, actually, now it's black robe with armor and a helmet.
Yep.
Are we wearing our casual equipment at this point, or are we wearing...
You're probably wearing casual gear, but some of you might still have some carapace or flag plates on just in case, you know, because in case a warp entity comes on board, you're like, oh fuck. Yeah.
An alternate interpretation is basically a dude in a very weird-looking gas mask,
Like-
and some.
I would picture as you
Ropes
probably
and
at
all that.
least wear your chest piece and don't have any armor, leg armor when you're walking around
Yeah.
normally. So
basically wearing a vest.
yeah.
Civ is
But I-
never casual.
So
Would I
what-
have enough information to know this is an allied ship or not?
If you look at the floor, you'll quickly realise that it's not an
Well-
Imperial vessel.
Well, that's a good
as
sign.
you look at them, Will, you look down at yourself.
Yeah.
You're wearing a
Okay.
helmet with a enclosed
Yeah.
air supply and all that. You look at your gauntlets and they are painted red
Mhm.
with some golden trimmings along them.
Yeah.
And you notice as you look closer at it, because you also remember that your eyes are enhanced by bionic surgeries and genetics enhancements too. And your helmet also helps you process this even more. There are faint traces of dried blood on your fingertips. Some of it orcish, some of it human as well.
Oh no.
And
We've
some
been
from
killing
other
humans.
species and creatures you're not too sure you remember.
Is any of the blood my own blood? Am I wounded in any way?
You notice some very faint pieces of dried blood from yourself, but they're very faint and not in a large amount.
No.
You've cut yourself on all that edge at one point or another.
Yeah. As I'm assuming I'm still lying down on the floor or something, so I'll stand up and
Yep.
take a look around, and I'll notice this guy looks pretty much like the in charge guy at the moment.
You
from what I
notice
can
he
tell.
seems a bit tense, and one of
He's
his
intense.
hands is kind of hovering near his pistol at his hip.
Okay. I will put my gun into his holster, and I will walk up to him and I'll walk to the bottom of whatever the seating area is, and I will ask him where am I and who are you?
Greetings, young warrior. I am First Officer Dillard, second in command of this vessel, the Red Sun. May I ask your name, sir?
Do I remember my own name or do I not remember it? If I don't
Make
remember
me
much.
a intelligence test, just a straight
Okay.
intelligence test.
Yeah, I can do it.
Straight intelligence. That's not very
Okay,
pride number.
It's not very
Oh.
crucial.
Damn it, Stu.
You have
Minus
very
3,
little recollection of what your own name is. You think you could come up with something cool, like
Yeah.
Gunter, Lord of the Imperium.
Yeah.
That sounds like your name.
Okay. Yeah. I am Gunter, Lord of the Imperium.
You are what?
He kind of looks at you a little bit
Square up,
strangely,
what?
and he's like, I see, young Gunter. It's your name. Lord of the Imperium, you say?
That is correct.
Are you considered a citizen of the Imperium, or...? It's a strange name, considering your armor, sir. That's all I'm wondering. So.
I am a special forces man of sorts.
That is evidence, sir, by your bearing and armor.
Chainsaw revving intensifies,
Yes.
Stu.
I take
Okay.
it he's actual proper fucking space marine size.
Yeah, he's a full-on Astartes. He's clearly wearing chaos, like, tainted armor. That's what's throwing you off when he says Lord of the Imperium.
Like I said, square up, Fort. I just rolled with 4 degrees of
Yeah,
success.
yeah. They're looking pretty menacingly at your side, Will. They seem quite tense.
There.
Ziv rolls
Yeah,
scrutiny.
I'll just look at them. Obviously, I'm wearing my helmet, so they can't really see what my facial features are. I'm just like looking confused at why they're so hostile with me.
Okay.
You just teleported aboard our vessel and declared yourself a Lord of the Imperium.
Yeah.
So, Dillard actually he seems to ease off a bit and takes his hand off his pistol now because he sees that you holstered your gun, so he's kind of a bit more at ease. And it's like, forgive me if this sounds patronizing, sir, but are you aware what the Imperium is and what it stands for?
Do I need to roll for that?
Yes, Common Law Imperium plus 20, a 30 actually. Just see how good your memory is.
I know what he is. He is an administratum spy.
Dealt with your kind before.
But, where on? I generally don't know where I'm.
I'll roll for you. It's all good.
Like,
I think you might need to like move the character sheet towards the right a bit more. Like,
I don't know, maybe.
yeah, I'll roll for you. It's all good.
I think we were still working through the descriptions of who we were, and I think we got as far as past.
We got Jane and Pasta. So yeah, what do you
Yeah.
look like, Skog?
So for the benefit of the people at home who don't have eyes or don't remember, I believe I actually have stats for Ursula. I am a 6'1" buff tabby cat.
Lovely.
And apparently someone has replaced my complexion with furry while I wasn't looking. My gender is still attack helicopter.
Nice.
This was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 6'1" mutant who is. I've also now gained horns, and the left-hand side of me glows faintly blue. I also apparently have toe beans because Penny decided that was the case.
So- Basically, we'll imagine kind of like a somewhat edgy MMO character or something.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess, is what you might say.
Did you say get
That's probably a
modify
bit
with this
mean,
roll?
but the same vibe at least.
Do I
Yeah,
just roll
but-
this?
Like, this is
In
a
the-
powerful person, you know, like a high-level
Okay.
MMO guy.
I'm warp touched.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I got one eye, so
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, I
your
can-
memories are starting to come back. You remember
Yeah.
that the Imperium is the human empire at the center of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember that you are at least somewhat human.
Okay.
And you start to remember also that you used to be a citizen of the Imperium, but something changed long ago in your fuzzy past and memory, and you know for certain that you are not a member of the Imperium anymore.
Oh, okay. Should I divulge that information, but I'm no longer.
You probably should now, yes. That might
Okay.
help you.
Okay. He'd be like, apologies. What was his rank? This guy.
First officer.
Okay, sorry. Apologies, first officer. My memory seems a bit hazy at the moment. Things are coming back to me. Of course, I remember what the Imperium is. It's a human faction center of our
Indeed.
universe. I used to be a citizen of the Imperium, but from what I remember,
we kind of, most of us were, so at some points or another.
yeah.
I can see. You should probably, if my lords don't have a problem with this newcomer. This seems very common for someone who's just experienced sudden warp rifting. He should probably go to the medical bay and seek out Xyla Winter, but perhaps some of you would like to escort him there just to ensure safety.
I certainly would. I don't believe this administratum spy for a moment. We'll have him checked out in no time. Or probably a lot of time. We'll see.
Well, we're kind of at an unusual situation, lords. As Lord Monstrum Nulla has departed our vessel due to the machinations of the Ether, it seems there isn't really a clear leader on board of the Invisible Hand, so I suppose I'll defer to you as a group as best I can.
Wait.
You know how this works. You are now the captain.
I'm part of the Invisible.
Remembering the accent I was using.
Oh, yeah.
I suppose so.
When he
At least we're
mentioned
back to basics on that.
when he mentions Invisible Hand, would I recognise that? Because I'm a member of the Invisible Hand.
No.
You
Because
what?
you've just got here.
I wrote down your sheet just for that's what the player party is called, but you are currently not at the minute, until you.
It says it's my warband name.
Yeah, that's what their warband name is.
Ah,
You don't know what your old warband was called. So,
Right. Okay.
yeah. I'm playing the whole video game. You have amnesia thing because it's
Yeah.
it can be fun, honestly, to do it like that.
Fair enough.
But you did roll quite well on those tests, so you're not part of their warband, obviously.
That's
so,
okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do I remember if I've been sent here for a reason, or have I just been randomly? not
You
remember.
have no idea. You know that the last place you were at,
Yeah.
you
I was
were
taking
fighting with some people against orcs on board a ship,
Oh, okay.
and you just blew one's head off your
Wait, I was
pistol.
fighting people and orcs at the same time. Jeez. Or was
You
I
were
fighting
with.
the humans?
Sorry, I coughed a bit there. You were with some fellow warriors, and you were fighting
okay,
orcs
cool.
together. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I better go to the medic bay, I guess. Then.
Sure. If you guys are okay with that, and just
Yeah, I guess we will escort him there and make sure he doesn't do anything suspect. Because if he does, we have a way of dealing with Eldar and newcomers.
Elder.
Oh, you
I
bet.
highly doubt on
cold.
Eldar.
It's called we send them outside. Sudden, violent fashion.
Unless they're Dark Eldar, in which you'll be kept prisoner for probably the rest of your lifespan.
Right.
We'll see.
Hey, those aren't prisoners, those are interns.
Man.
Well, they will be. Someday.
Okay, I
they're
presume this
interns.
is a black screen again.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a black screen.
Right,
Right.
let me fuck with it a bit.
Have you deleted any images by accident recently? Because that might be why.
No, I would show a white screen if it was there.
There we go.
Yeah, and if
Sorry.
we look at the YouTube
Ah, the med bay, yes.
screen, yeah.
It's still as janky as it was, but honestly, I'm kind of have a soft spot for the way it looks. I'm
I
keeping it.
kind
I
of
feel
like
like
it.
they'd probably have cleared the bodies out at this point, but
No,
I,
we're keeping them
'cause-
for parts and research.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, because you've
At
got
least
two
into the mold.
Astartes with Gene Seed.
yeah, I believe I think I extracted the gene seed from them. I don't
Yeah.
remember how that went.
Yeah, I'll just leave the corpses
It's
there.
been
so,
4 years since we played this, so I'm a bit rusty.
so yeah, plop yourselves down in the medbay somewhere as you walk Will in.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay, I will be flanking him on either side.
I'll flank him in the back.
Do you just go down yourselves? You don't bring any armsmen with you or anything?
I think I can trust in myself enough to be able to take out a Space Marine again.
Okay.
I think you can try to take him down.
Xyla Winter turns away from his station and walks over to you fellas and is like, greetings, mein Herr. What can I do for you?
New boy.
Check his
gonna get my
brain.
once forever? Yeah.
Check his brain.
Who is
Put
this
him through
fine
an
warrior?
X-ray machine, see if he's got bugs on him. Flavor.
Who is this fine warrior?
Don't know.
My name is Gunter.
Gunther is your name, you say?
Yes.
He's very confused. We need to know whether he's with us or he's a spy.
I see.
Get
Very
his
well.
memory jogging.
Over here, if you please, Herr.
Yep.
Just sit yourself down on this bed. And perform some very basic tests to test your cognitive function.
Where the fuck did you go?
Does he have any cognitive?
Oh, no, probably not.
Good question.
Okay, let's
You
see.
don't know with these big fellas.
See what he does.
Some of them, anyway.
What do you want me to roll?
I'll roll some stuff for Mr. Winter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Here you
dear.
go. After like 5 minutes, he kind of runs some scans over your face. He kind of asks you to take his helmet off, which I guess you do. So
I could do that.
he takes some blood. You know, he does some really basic doctorly things. It says, "You have been exposed to the warp, sir, and you seem to have some type of amnesia.
Yep. it is-
What's your
that is
earliest memories?"
My earliest memory?
Yes.
Do I need to roll for that? Or...
No, you know your earliest memories were as a child.
Okay. This is my childhood.
You see.
Being a citizen of the Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
Visible anger.
Anything beyond that? Just after that?
Do I remember the whole kidnapping thing?
You remember that you were inducted into some kind of program that turned you into a superhuman.
Was I forced into this, or was I volunteered by my parents into this?
You're
is a
not
great
sure.
honor.
Your memories are a bit vague on that specific thing. There's also
Okay,
like little
I'll-
gaps in between certain pieces.
Yeah.
So.
It's, okay, I'll say I was selected to join a special program as a child.
Yeah. Was this the Adeptus Astartes?
I don't remember. Possibly.
The Adeptus Astartes is a superhuman program designed to turn a human into an Astartes warrior. You are
Yeah, but
more than human, you could say, in this regard.
they did. Yes, they did refer to us as superhumans. So yes.
Hmm.
Post-human.
Or post-human, transhumans, there are other academic terms for it, but superhumans are more fun one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems legit to me.
What about beyond that? Do you remember your service or anything like that?
I remember killing some orcs and then waking up here.
I see. Something very specific I want you to try and remember. What color was your armor when you were a young lad? It's the Astartes program.
Do I remember that?
Yes, you do.
What colour was it?
It was, I believe, the Starfan. Let me see what your chapter is. I think the Star Dragons have blue armor. You remember that your armor is blue, so we'll say.
Okay.
But your armor is
I
now
believe-
red.
Yep. My armor was blue.
Mm-hmm. I see. One moment here. Kind of just wanders over to you guys. It seems he turned to the cause of the ruinous powers at some point or other, or possibly just some renegade. Can't determine much more than that, but yes, he has amnesia. Was a loyalist, but I don't think he is now.
But we are certain he's not a spy, correct?
I am gonna roll two things. Bucket's not a trained skill. Jane is gonna roll for, do I recognize the mark of armor he is wearing?
Yes.
And Ursula is gonna do the same check, but from a different direction.
Okay, yeah. You both recognize it as mostly with Mark 7 plates. But there's also a couple of mishmashes of Mark IV and even some Mark III in there. He seems to have kit bashed his armor somewhat over the years.
Is there anything that looks similar to is there any of it that looks unmodified, as in anything that might be original Astartes armor? As in anything that might give a tell as to what chapter they were from, so we know what kind of weird fuckery we're up against. Because if he's one of those ones that can spit acid or something, you know, we're going to want to know about that.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Basically any of them but the Imperial Fists.
Mm-hmm. You recognize, looking at some of the faded away plates and stuff, that there are... Actually, make me a test, because, yeah. What would be a good lore test for this? Probably Imperium, actually. Just a neutral Imperium test. Or War. War at +10, I'd say, for War.
I have very few skills for either of these characters.
You can do as well if you want past this.
I have skills Imperium, Common Law Imperium for Jane, and Common Law Adeptus Mechanicus for Ursula. So
you could roll that a neutral test if you want as well.
I don't know shit.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! That's pretty
But
nice.
using your knowledge combined and conferring with each other, you determine he was likely a Star Phantom. So.
Okay. I don't know who they are.
Oh, no,
so-
Star
What
Phantom,
is
a
a
Star
Star
Dragon,
Phantom?
I should say, sorry.
Yeah. Still not ringing any bells. Okay, not one of the big ones. Cool.
Yep.
Do you think he's one of those who spits things?
I think the Star Dragons are actually an Imperial Fist one, or a Dark Angel one, so.
Oh. Oh dear.
Dragon chapter.
We've got a lot more than we bargained for.
Oh, a Dark Angel. Oh, God.
Oh, they have an unknown founding. Okay, they're edgy.
Alright.
You don't know what he has, I guess.
Great. Alright then.
Dearie me.
I have chlamydia. I'm spreading it throughout the ship.
Not just chlamydia, you have a lot more probably.
Okay. Well, Zyler Winter just says, it's up to you, Has, what do you wish to do with it? Bye for now.
Is it a bit too early to kill him off? I'm kidding.
He's very healthy, I will say that.
Okay.
Other than the amnesia, of course.
Just don't trust
What are you
these
on about?
people. I just don't trust these people. It makes me queasy.
Okay.
Well,
What do you reckon?
I've just seen the name of the file for that Zoom picture, which is just Balak with eyes.
Yep.
Not Bollock, Balak.
Balak with eyes.
But it's a pair of them anyway.
A pair of
So
Balaks.
we've got a unknown spicy boy who has defected to Chaos and is covered in spikes and blood and has just appeared in our ship.
It's very
It must be a
sus.
day ending in Y. Alright,
It's a sus imposter,
we're
that's
gonna
what I'm
hand
saying.
him over to Zyla and get him under observation for warp fuckery.
okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, looks like this will be your home for at least a short while, huh? Please, sit yourself anywhere. I'll get
I
you
mean, the
some...
last thing we want is a possessed or something suddenly bursting out and ruining our fucking, like, rec room.
Cool.
And you say one thing about the administratum, I'll know you're a spy. I have my eye on you.
And he points to his one eye.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Alright, Gunter, you're here for the moment, I guess. I'm sure we'll come back to you very soon.
I
That's
guess
fine.
we'll go back to the bridge
Yep.
and
Yes.
go and talk to the captain.
Yep. Let me just get rid of where is thing? Yep, there it is. There you go. Alright. You're back on the bridge.
So, now, I have not talked exclusively with the rest of the Invisible Hand.
You have me there.
Department. However, several of our representatives, as you can see, are here. I believe that the current best plan is if you should take over the role of captain, but in the condition of you are captain of the ship, and we will have our own collective amongst you, so we are not at cross purposes, but obviously we will need to work together, but we do not want to have, you know, the troubles that Monstrum had with trying to do both jobs of being part of the mercenary team, but also part of the administrative team, because obviously it is your ship, you know what you are doing, it is much easier this way. As long as you don't decide to throw us into space, we should get on just fine.
More or less, we hate paperwork, so we're dividing the power.
Basically, yes, we are giving you the responsibility without any extra, you know, position as, well, nothing really changes, does it? You are still in control, the captain is wherever he has been, and yes, I think that this is reasonably agreeable for us, and we will try and obviously keep up to date with things, have regular little chats and what have you. We will have to, of course, elect a new
leader.
Now, representative from amongst your group, so we are not all coming in here and badgering you on a regular basis. I'm sure that would be unpleasant for
We are
you.
the union, we have to show up together.
Yes, we have to have our union representative. However, it would be unfitting for us to have a commander, as it were, whereas a leader or a representative seems much more fitting, unless, of course, the plans had changed. You know, it's been some while in the warp. Things may be different when we are back on the ground. We have, you know, people say come and go. They suddenly change into monstrous creatures and burst into flames. You know, it's one of these things that happens. So I think for now we'll go with what you and the flight crew deem is the best idea, and if you pick up any interesting communications, we can see what we can do. As currently, I believe we are without a port, a destination, or really any kind of plan. As, I believe, if I recall, we do need to make dry dock at some point to repair the more extensive damage, but for that we need to find a place with a shipyard, and to find a shipyard, you know, you need to find a friendly system or another place, or we have to go back to the Iron Warriors and upset them again. They really didn't like last time when we brought this in, and they were like, "What did you do to her? What did you do?"
Well,
how does an armored mask look so sad? But I think that we'll keep an eye on things. Our new Astartes friend will have to remain in quarantine for a bit, just to make sure that nothing has happened in their transitions. We don't want him doing harm to himself or others just yet.
Or reporting to the Administratum.
There is that as well. We will be monitoring his combeat just to make sure.
alright.
Although if he is a spy, he is a very good one.
Dillard takes this all on board and thanks you and says you do him great honor by, you know, naming him leader of the ship again and all that. And says, Lords, I also am happy to report that we've got more information about where we are. We're in the Ockley system, and we're currently orbiting near a moon known as Ockley 4. I shall take you to the screen here.
Would this be the cousin Ockley, or is it a different Ockley?
Just a moon, it seems. So.
Ah. So not that small gentleman's cousin, then?
No. He starts feeding you data about the planet. It appears to be some kind of tropical, foresty moon thing. It's the forest moon of Endor. No, it's not that. It's more tropical in nature. And as you're going over the reports, Dillard says, "Hold on. We're receiving a contact on the auger arrays.
Oh.
It's coming into focus. It appears to be a... Oh, that's strange.
It's a space station.
What's this then?
That's no moon.
Oh dear, not
Appears
again.
to be A cruiser of similar tonnage to ours. I can't ID the model, I'm afraid, the class, but it has a really strange signature. I can barely make out anything about it. Lords,
gentlemen, prepare for battle stations just in
Lords,
case.
they're hailing us.
Hail them back.
Alright,
Will.
okay.
What the?
You have the comm now, Lords?
I was not prepared for this. Hello, who is this that we are talking to?
Greetings, Red Sun. Our apologies for the sudden intrusion, but we've actually been trying to locate you and your warband. We are the crew of the Delta, and we would like to meet and parley with you if possible.
Parley about what?
Have we met, or
We
my
have not
memory's
met
a little
you.
hazy after the whole exploding thing.
We have not met you, Lords, but we know of you, so to speak.
We have reputations, that is good to know. Shall we meet on the surface then in, say, 12 hours' time? That seem reasonable?
We appreciate the forthrightness, however, we're on a bit of a schedule. Our suggestion would be we are going to send over a shuttle to your ship that will carry our leader and 2 warriors guarding him.
If that is agreeable for you, then we shall accept.
Very
Are
good.
we sure they can be trusted? Give them a counteroffer. Maybe we send someone.
We gave some counter offers. They declined and sent us over to send people into our custody. So, you know, worst case scenario, well, they die. Best case scenario, we have a nice chat.
Yeah, they're
Don't
kind
they
of
have a
giving you
bomb?
most of the trust here, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
I am suspect. Do not get me wrong, but I see it as not being a bad idea.
I don't trust they won't bring a bomb.
If they do, they do.
But
Are you kidding?
we have a ship on the left and a ship on the right.
We are on the left.
We're on the left.
Okay, cool.
When a mommy ship and a daddy ship love each other very much, the entire planet is destroyed.
Nice.
Understand.
Okay, we're gonna go gear up then and go wait in our
In the hangar
a
bay.
formal fashion near the hangar bay. Yeah.
Yep. Do you want to bring Will with you, or are you going to keep him in the med bay?
Let's not bring the new loose cannon with us. Let's see if we have any of the old loose cannons.
The old.
Yeah, I mean, at least let's give him some rehabilitation time, considering the condition. Maybe.
We could bring a servo skull so we can watch, but
Yeah. There you go, Will. You're piloting a Roomba so you can watch.
Yeah.
Or a drone.
That's
I mean,
fun.
he's like a guy that literally just teleported into our ship. The last time that happened, the captain got turned to Swiss cheese.
Not to mention, also said he was. I don't trust.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just fix the lighting here. I guess because
To
roll
be
20.
fair, though, a lot of the crew were partially loyalist, just not to the Imperium itself, but to the Emperor.
I mean, depends what you classify as loyalist. Loyalist to other things, maybe?
Loyalist in this context generally refers to the Empire rather than.
I mean, I used to be a loyalist.
Yeah. You used
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
loyal
to-
to the
maybe
Imperium.
Not
to the-
reminding us about optics.
Well, who's to say I'm still not loyalist, or maybe just in
Dun
disguise?
dun dun.
This is how you get put into space suddenly and violently, where
The
you will
worst
survive
part
for a
is-
really long time.
Yeah.
The worst part is, if you met the old crew, you definitely fit in.
You'd fit a lot, very much in.
Yeah.
I mean, Jane here is a former Imperial Navy arms lady, and she willingly joined us. Definitely willingly. Pay no
Certainly.
attention to the man behind the curtain.
Uh,
Because remember, a giant cat is talking me into joining the Dark Gods.
Indeed.
Okay.
a giant cat indeed.
You make your way down to the hangar bay, and there's already a person waiting by the door.
Oh dear me.
It's a shame they didn't turn the lights on. Oh no, wait, it's just down the bottom. Okay.
Oh,
It is Vos Ballard, excellent.
dear old friend.
Where is Doris? Is he
Doris?
left side or right side?
Mm.
I go with left side.
I
There we
just
go.
dropped myself down. Sure, let's go
Yeah,
with
just-
that. Oh, sorry.
Yep. As you crowd around, well, actually, I'll let you figure out where you want to go.
I mean, I'm assuming the big doors will be over there, but if we are moving into the area, then
Yeah.
I assume somewhere over here.
Let's
Yeah.
greet an old friend, why not?
Yes. Alright, I'll need to do a Bill voice. No. He's just like, greetings,
I
sirs.
can understand not having the voice.
Yep. He's just like,
In Bill's voice.
in
Go
Bill's
on.
voice, greetings, sirs. Seems our guests are through here. After me, I guess. And he starts to open the doors.
Sounds nothing like Bill.
No, I know, but Bill has a
Well,
very deep voice. Look
Bill
on.
was unavailable.
Yes.
You know, you need to end your vacation sometime soon so we can
Oh,
get
I
back to all
remember
the...
these
Well,
guys. Hell, fellas, it's been too long.
Wait
It's
a
been
minute.
too long. I will go and like.
Forgive the fucking goofy R of the of the ship, because there is no R of the ship. Like,
I will go and like awkwardly brofist one of these guys.
okay.
I had
He
to
very
reach out, obviously.
gingerly kind of returns the brofist.
Well, I'm wearing my big chainsaw gauntlet on that arm, so it's not like I don't have momentum there. So it's
Okay.
also my still functional side and not my weird glowing side.
You, sir, are you Alfarius?
I am indeed, sir. Welcome.
You cannot just ask this to every Alpha Legion you see.
As a bit of
It's
a
a
But they
me,
always
and it
say
is
yes! They
Yes,
always say
yes,
yes!
they always say yes. It is a pointless question.
It's funny!
Actually, I'm
It
gonna...
was funny the first 5
There we
times,
go.
and then you kept doing it,
Oh,
and you
shit.
kept doing it. You made the whole
You
company
make him more
a success.
grandiose.
Okay.
See, you're inflating his ego.
Oh,
I
right.
could ask him if he's the
It
Omega
fills the whole
fellow,
room
but I
if
don't
you
know if
put
he's
it
right.
right.
Oh, that looks better. There we go. Yeah.
That's more reasonable.
Okie doke. He kind of, Voss Ballard kind of goes up to him and sort of whispers in his ear a little bit. And the gentleman who calls himself Alfarius just kind of pats his shoulder and gestures to him to get into the ship. He turns around to you fellas and says, been in Bill's voice, it's been nice seeing you. Now, take care of yourselves. He just kind of tips his hat and gets in the ship.
Well, that's a plot twist.
Dun dun dun. As you can probably infer, gentlemen, this guy starts talking to you.
Did we just Uber him to you?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Oh,
Mr.
dear
Ballard was one of our operatives, you could say. I apologize for the deception. It doesn't feel good when such things happen, I know.
I mean, to be fair, from all the others I've met, it's kind of par for the course, isn't it?
I am Alfarius, and I represent the Alpha Legion of the Adeptus Astartes. We have been following your progress for some time, and we are intrigued by what you've managed to accomplish. And we would like to continue supporting you in such endeavors as you see fit.
It is one way of putting things, I suppose.
Indeed. And to this end, I've decided to present you with another operative as Voss Ballard is being retasked. Exodus in position.
Gingerly steps out of the
Yeah.
Thunderhawk.
It is another one of your gentlemen. It is so hard to tell you all apart.
Gentlemen.
Salutations.
We got a big fellow.
Yeah.
He's a chunky boy.
This operative is named John Exodus.
He will get on well with our gentleman John Marine.
Yeah.
True.
He is a rather skilled combatant and operative and information gatherer, you could say. I'm sure he will fit in well with your crew. We're putting
Yes,
him on loan to you, you could say, if that's agreeable.
I'm sure this will be fine, as I'm sure we have no say in things as usual.
I mean,
I'm kidding. But
it's better with the operative we know than the one we were completely like left fielded by when he
That's an
departed.
excellent point you bring up, Ziv. We have a first job for you, Mr. Exodus. We have a new boy who
Oh, no.
suddenly violently appeared on our bridge. I think we might
yes.
have a nice chat with him.
Oh yes,
Shall
I
we
could,
lead you to him, and we can introduce you to the crew on the way?
I could
Yes.
certainly teach him some of the ropes.
We have an Imperial
Excellent.
spy.
I believe it's 24 feet and 12 knots, is it? I'm kidding. You'd need more than that. He has a large neck. Right. Well, I shall bid you adieu, gentlemen. You shall have a nice day, I trust, and we shall lead the way.
We shall
I'm gonna
indeed, sir.
gesture.
Before we leave, do you
Oh,
have any limited questions you may ask of us? We have a small smidgen of time. So.
Can I have a fist bump?
Well, I don't have to
Yes.
use this.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna touch us. Sorry.
Well, you'll have your fist bump. I shall ask you questions afterwards.
There we go.
Alright, you bro fist Alfarius, yeah.
So we find ourselves in the position of we are currently without any work, shall we say? We had some prior arrangements, however, we had to do some various not exactly planned warp activities, and as a result, we are somewhat without business at the moment. So, do you have any leads we might be able to follow to give us some fun and excitement?
I don't have many personal leads that I could recommend to you at this time. I have always believed that people of this galaxy, this universe even, should follow their own path, their own destiny. Make of it what they will. It's been true for our
Counterpoint.
Legion and for many others. So, I would say, do what you think is best. Don't think too much about whether it's going to plan out great, if that makes sense. Just
I understand your sentiment, and I shall take it to heart. I think it's still mostly over here.
if you want something more practical, I'm sure Exodus here, he's one of my favorite warriors. He has a breadth of knowledge and wisdom he could grant you should you need advice on a given situation. I'm sure he could guide you in a way similar to how I would if I was there.
If ever you need some aid with good sightseeing, well, you will be the first to know.
I think we can come to some excellent agreements then, as I feel like maybe a short holiday somewhere with violence.
Fair. Actually, speaking of violence, counterpoint. Do you know where the nearest contingent of word bearers are?
The word bearers?
Yes, I might have a hen to pick with them.
I know that Lord Cyrus of the 13th Council was on Araxis last time, I heard. Beyond that, I don't know many warbands that are nearby in this region of the galaxy of the Wordbearers Legion. But,
Any outposts?
should we meet again, or I can relay information to you, I will inform you if I know anything about them.
Fantastic.
Sounds very agreeable.
Indeed.
Well, thank you, kind sirs, for your time, and I shall wish you a speedy recovery and trip back to your vessel.
We will be keeping informed, I'm sure. We will meet again. Alright.
I'm sure we will, and it never sounds less creepy when you say that.
Indeed. That might even be the purpose.
Well, I'll try not to dwell on this. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Exodus, we were going to see the med bay and our new friend.
Yes, indeed. After you, good sir.
Yep.
See you later, Alferes.
Take care,
Yeah,
gentlemen. And, yep, they get on board and it all zooms away. I believe that is a Stormbird as well, the aircraft. So,
Oh shit.
Fascinating.
Fancy one.
Imagine unironically.
so he may have lied when he said only him and 2 guards, but whatever.
Fair.
To be fair, when they're all called Alfarius, it must be really awkward to organize things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, can Alfarius come to the mess room, please?
Yes.
Not
Very
you,
well.
not you either. Not you. No,
I always just presume it's a field name they give really, just to fuck with people. Like, when they're actually on their ships, they probably have their own names, code names and stuff.
This is Jeremy, this is Sebastian.
Yeah.
Could be, or each ship might even have their own Alfarius, like it's become a rank at this point.
And yes, by the way, I did stat Alfarius. I'll make a roll with him just to see what he does. Okay, he fires his pistol, he half aims. It's standard. Oh my god, there you go. And he does
Oh shit.
a shit ton of damage.
Alfarius.
Bruh.
And then he swings with his spear. Give me a minute, that sounds
Imagine
wrong.
being Alfarius and nearly missing.
And then a bajillion damage.
He's,
Actually, not that
Yeah,
broken
damage.
when you look at the way
he's
it's
edible
stats.
saying shit.
He is one of the weaker of the Primarchs, definitely, but... So yeah. I made a somewhat reasonably statted Primarch.
Wait.
Yep. He does also just possess all the talents and all the main skills in the game, just maxed out.
I mean, that's
because...
kind of a given, honestly.
Because I didn't want to write it all out, and I thought that makes sense for a Primarch. He just knows everything.
Quick out of game question, actually.
Yep.
How long after the Black Crusade are we? The 13th one.
It's not begun yet. It's kind of in the Gathering Storm stages, you could say.
Fair.
Yep.
Phew.
So
We're
Cadia still
still
exists.
beforehand.
Cadius.
Yes.
Cadius!
It does. For real.
Planet broke before the card did.
Yeah, kind of hoping I get to miss it before it falls completely.
Will be the
Character
reason
growth.
Cadia fell. Will
That'd actually be amazing if we did that as a storyline.
just through incompetence though, or something stupid.
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to the med bay. We're gonna
Yep.
take our new boy so he can get like his orientation, get his like, you know, like little sight pass.
Sir, they flew a second Black Star Fortress into the planet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no! Not again!
Alright, here we go, lads. You're here. So, Will, you've seen all this through your flying Roomba. You saw Alfarius and all them guys doing their
Do
chat.
I recognise any of them people?
You do not, I'm afraid, no. You don't even know what the Alpha Legion or the Wordbearers Legion are. So.
Fair enough.
Siv's just gonna poke you on the armor.
We got you now, you administratum spy.
Xyler gives you a bit of a confused look. It's like,
I know it's an administratum spy. He's come here talking about the Imperium. He's fit by. I know he is,
That is true. We don't take very kind to spies on this ship.
especially administratum ones.
Fair enough.
Xyler Winter just kind of gently wanders over and is like, Lord Helziv, I was also a member of the Imperium, as were you, as was half of this crew, I would wager. It's
Fair.
highly unlikely Nastates would be employed as an administratum agent. He's, well, I don't want to be crass, Mr. Gunter, but you don't look like the type who likes paperwork.
No offence
So,
taken.
I would give him some leniency, but it's your call.
Besides-
capable of paperwork.
Given their conditioning, he would have probably been halfway through plunging combat gladiators into one of your torsos by now. It seems he got quite the bop on the noggin.
I suppose, Doc, it's just a reawakened sense of paranoia.
Well, I shall issue you of your first introductory jobs then, Mr. Exodus. You shall be in charge of the well-being and recovery of our friend here, as you are as a fellow Astartes will have much more experience of this. So congratulations, you have a bunkmate. I look forward to seeing the engineering team fabricates those bunks, but it should
yeah.
go well.
He
It's
looks at
basically industrial shelving for sleeping bag.
he just looks
You
at
got this, eh, Jimmy?
he just looks at the Astartes armor, thinks to himself, "Why does it have to be corn again?"
Bruh.
Well, Sonny, it's nice to meet you. My name is John.
Hi, John.
I'm here to teach you the ropes.
Good to see some assistance.
Oh, I'm always glad to help, Sonny. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask.
I like how you're Sean Connery. The
I'm just slowly leaning into it.
yeah, just-
I love it. I love the voice.
Yeah, it does not just mean that that's those stupid accents.
I mean, it's not an accent, but it's a stupid voice.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll jump off a bed and I'll question him and go, I find it a bit odd that everyone seems to think I'm a spy, but other than that, yeah, everything seems to be okay.
You
Oh, you can never be
suddenly
too
appeared
careful
on the
these
bridge
days.
of our starship.
Indeed.
This is not a normal activity.
I did not ask to be here.
Okay, what did you ask for then?
Like I said, the last thing I remember, I was killing orcs, and then, oof, I'm here.
Do you want to kill orcs?
I mean, at the time, I was killing them. It was quite enjoyable, yes.
Okay, let me ask you another thing. Do you want to kill people?
Not particularly, no.
Are you saying that orcs are not people?
Oh.
Good.
I'm not going into this one, but sure.
So you're kind of indifferent about murder, is that what you're saying? Kind
I mean, I kill when I have to. I don't do it as a sport.
How about
And
this?
he claims to be a follower of Korn.
This one shows some promise. Interesting.
Let me ask you one last thing. How do you feel about bureaucrats?
I'm indifferent.
The
I
true
like him
neutral
already.
answer.
Just
I hate him already!
Oh,
This
don't
does
worry. He
not
has
bode
much to
well.
learn, it seems.
The irony
Should
of this
kill
is
every
really funny.
bureaucrat.
Politics doesn't matter to me. I'm just a soldier.
All right.
That's the spirit.
There we go. This is very ironic, by the way. Like,
Good soldier.
they don't
follows
trust
orders.
the chaosy
Yeah,
look. The Alpha Legion now, he's a bro, man. He's totally
Oh, my sweet summer child.
yeah. Oh
Yes,
man.
believe it or not, I'm actually here as a volunteer.
Yeah.
God, really?
Yes, this is my version of volunteer work.
Oh,
We get to do it every once in a while, you know.
okay.
Ooh.
Are you sure it's volunteer work, or is that, what would you call it? Corporal punishment?
Oh, believe me, I just wish to make the galaxy a better place, Sonny.
So do I, by killing bureaucrats.
Oh,
You're not. Corporal punishment is in the office down the hall.
I can help you deal with that sort of stuff.
Excellent. We'll find you some good targets, and then, well, we'll let your instincts do the rest.
Uh-huh.
Understand.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Right. I think it's time you go to the bridge again to... We've been going back and forth on the ship. I just imagine there's a tram car, you know, like in Dead Space. There's
yeah.
probably just a tram car that takes you around the ship, so...
Well,
Gotta take a shuttle.
It's just a travelator.
Yeah. A shuttle through the ship, yeah, that'd be funny.
you might not hate bureaucrats yet, but you'll learn to hate them soon enough. Welcome aboard, brother.
When everything is digital and you still insist on using paperwork, you'll know you are dealing with bureaucrats.
Yes, the worst kind of pest. And I'm
Alright.
rifling through them. Okay,
You-
yeah.
Thought
Arrive
technocrats are worse.
on the bridge. Dellard looks a little bit tense again, but kind of relaxes when he sees the Isa, which, you know, the Exodus is walking
Yes.
around.
Mr. Captain, may I introduce you Mr. Exodus here. He is, replacing one of our operatives on a, temporary basis. He will be, not taking up any different parts of the crew. We are a one-for-one exchange type of situation. He is, one of the good boys that is, a friend of the former captain. I think
see.
that is the best way of putting it.
Yes, I will be aiding our dear friend in Crimson with his rehabilitation process.
I see. Well, in that case, welcome aboard the Red Sun and the Invisible Hand Warband. Gentlemen, I have something else to show you. Our augurs have continued their search, and we've discovered something else a little odd. Alpha Legion ship has kind of disappeared pretty quickly by now. We detected another vessel hanging in very low orbit above the moon of Okri.
Oh dear.
It has a familiar shape, sir. It is Xenos in origin. Dun dun dun! Oh wait, I need to...
Oh my.
What did you say?
It appears to be a Drukhari vessel, sir, and very similar to the one we encountered before.
Oh dear.
Should we-
Gentlemen, once again I must say prepare for battle stations just in case. These Eldar are tricksy beings, and it would not be beyond them to have changed their mind since our last agreement.
Secure the prisoners.
Yep. Okay, yep, you relay that to the medbay and Xyler, just post some extra
Yes.
guards and stuff.
Fasten their seatbelts. They're
Uh,
coming in hot.
Should we approach, sir, and try and hail them? The captain asks.
Could we get away unnoticed?
Oh, if I may ask,
Wait.
who's in command of this vessel?
This would be our good captain here, Mr. Dillard, I believe it was. My memory is hazy.
First
It's only a
officer,
minute
Dillard
ago.
Lord, yes.
We may have a liquid hierarchy currently.
A
It
decentralized...
good
might have
old-
been liquefied by a warp storm.
Good old pure adhocracy, I see. Beautiful.
Alright. Yes,
Didn't used to be this way, but it is now.
I'm thinking that these are the Xenos that you lords made an accord with previously, is why I'm a little hesitant to engage them just yet.
Ah, yes.
It may be
Could
the
have
same
sworn there was
ones.
someone.
I would
We'll have to
suggest...
have a positive ID.
Yes, I would suggest we approach closer and try and hail them. If they start combat procedures, the mistress reports that we can engage warp speed very soon, if needs be.
I
Unless you
feel
wish
like
to
if
fight
they-
them, of course, lords. I am
Why not
confident my
both?
ship could damage them quite heavily, but it's not exactly a done, what's the word? A certainty that we could, win all the time.
If we are on a what is the word? A stable footing, we should project all of our arms towards their engines, and then, if required, we fire a single salvo and then leave, having hopefully disabled their ships so they cannot.
I see you've read your naval combat theories there,
It's
Mr.
meant to be art of war.
Lord
It
Ursula.
is a similar method to the push them over and take their lunch money.
Fair.
It
I
works
just
well
stabbed
on
them in the
the
gut.
Xenos as well.
But hopefully they will not be too difficult. However, I know that the Eldar are a changeable and tricksy race of pointy-eared savages.
They're
So, yeah.
very fun. at
Ignore my
parties,
big
too.
pointy ears. They are different.
I have no arguments. I think they're very fun at parties. Just provide them enough blood and enough alcohol. I might have had a few parties at the Med by me. And me.
Okay. You start to approach, and as you do, Dillard says, Xenos vessel is attempting to open a hail with us, lords. Shall we comply?
Well, we
Sure.
might as well heal them out, at least.
Seems like a good sign.
Alright.
Let's see if they're friendly or not friendly. Judgment time.
Okay. The hail opens up, and a female voice answers you in the Eldar's, tone and stuff. I can't do any of that, so I'm just gonna do what I can. It says, greetings, Red Sun. It is intriguing that you've come upon us again. You may remember me as the Zachary of the Onyx Scar.
Good to see you again.
I feel like this name should ring more bells, but it has been several years since I have had to hear these things.
Alright.
Fair. I mean, it's been a little while out in the war, but I remember we struck an accord, yes.
We did indeed, humans. we happen to be on this moon here. It appears there is a Monkey colony. We're about to launch a raid. Due in accordance to our accord. I know it's a double-ended word, whatever the fuck. Would you care to join us in this raid?
Against the Monkai? What is your reconnaissance of the area, just so we are not treading on each other's toes?
Good point.
I shall transmit data to you, but to sum it up, they have a very simple rudimentary colony. It's only been formed within the last 6 months or year, perhaps at most. They have a very small garrison of Imperial Guard, about a platoon, maybe half a company at most, and a fair few colonists, maybe 1,000 or more.
What manner of colonists?
Monkey colonists.
No. Let me ask. I know of them dressed in robes and carrying scrolls.
Scrolls?
I do not know if they will be able to tell this from the satellite imagery.
I couldn't tell you
It's
of
just
their
empty.
possessions, human. I simply know their strength and numbers at this time.
Okay, shall we talk more sort of business here? Is it a mining colony, a farming, is it a exploratory? Do you have any of that kind of information, or is it merely initial stages?
It
Is it
appears
for
to be
research?
initial stages, though our own technology detects this planet has some very fertile ground and soil for growing all sorts of amenities and foodstuffs.
I feel like for at least us personally, this is not a relevant investment at this time, but we wish you good luck with your endeavors.
I would propose something to you, lords.
We shall hear you out, yes?
We intend to enslave 80% of the population, or at least as much as our ship can hold. I would highly recommend, if you are looking to expand your influence and power in this region, you should take this colony for your own. You would be far better suited for ruling over a bunch of Monkey than we would. And perhaps, if things go well and your colony prospers, we will return for any undesirables that you wish to deposit with us. You know, a continuous tithe. Tithe is probably a little too harsh, but you get my
I call
meaning.
dibs on any academic administratum, as we call before.
I am feeling that we may need to discuss this further, but if you wish to commit your raid, then we will follow up potentially afterwards. We will have to examine our options, as it is rather a large commitment to, become possessors of an entire planet. It was, it's not even lunchtime.
Well,
I suppose.
we have some time before you launch our raid. We'll be holding orbit here for another hour as we make preparations. You may join us in that time or leave. It is entirely up to your decision.
I suppose that we shall get back to you on that one.
Yep.
Yes, certainly shall.
So, yep. So our game, I was going to say, we could probably, let's see how long we've been going, hour and a half. We could stick around for a little bit, but...
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes. So
Yeah.
it is nice, tidy timings for people.
Fair.
So, I guess you guys can discuss if you want to do this, because this will lead into some combat, basically, is what I'm getting at. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably a good way
Very
of starting
lightweight
the next
combat.
episode.
Yeah. It could be cool to open it with a D-Day opening,
Yeah.
opening the yeah.
Well,
The question is, gentlemen, do we want a planet? It seems kind of restrictive compared to a spaceship.
Well, you can
Sure.
always abandon them,
I
Well,
would
yes,
at
but it
least
seems like a lot of effort to capture a planet or then leave again.
Well, actually, I may have a bit of a plan for this. Not to
Are
be
you
too
thinking-
intrusive or anything.
No, speak away, speak away. It is,
Well- Seeing as that there is a bit of xeno ruckus about to occur on planet, we can always show up later as the heroic saviors any troublesome elements can be dispatched of course. And we can make it appear as though we are their salvation. It's a good way to get the rest of the survivors on board with our, upcoming plans.
I suppose. It is a fascinating theory. However, I don't know if I want any administratum aboard. Willing or not.
I
need to be clear there's no administratum first.
I have misgivings as to who would we leave here to leave in charge? Because we do not want to stay here ourselves. That would be very restrictive, unless we wanted to settle down, start a farm, that kind of thing. But I think we are all a little too steeped in bloodshed to be doing this at this time.
I may be able to see what I can do. Stew.
Yeah.
Can I use my fancy ability of I know a guy, or whatever it's called?
A local pirate who could help
Yeah,
you run the
my
place.
insurrectionist ability to just know some ambitious rogue trader man who's like,
Or
I
a
kind
warlord,
of
yeah.
planet, yeah.
Okay, yeah, use that ability.
Are you suggesting that we should capture a planet so we can just sell it?
No.
Because I'm fine with that.
Okay, fair. I do have a counter offer. You remember Jimmy? I remember he had a dream.
Yes, of building a theme park for the dark gods.
Yes. Why not let Jimmy work out his wonder?
So what you're saying is, we go along with these Eldar, we capture the planet, we sell the planet, and we leave Jimmy here as our governor, so he can build his theme park.
Exactly.
I'm not really seeing anything wrong with this plan. We get to kill some guardsmen, some loyalists to the godforsaken emperor. We get to engage in commerce. Yes,
we get to come back and enjoy it.
And yes, we'll get to come back and see Jimmy. It will be this is good plan.
Like the thing is, this base it's made gives you a land base potentially as well if you need it. Hey, there might be minerals on the planet that haven't been geologically surveyed yet, so you could build a star dock on this planet given 100, 200 years maybe.
I feel like that might be slightly long.
That's looking ahead a bit, but yeah.
I don't know if they have that long of a lifespan, but we'll see.
I would suggest that it might be good to have some sort of a safe haven. So I don't necessarily intend to sell it, but I have someone who's able to aid with management, shall we say.
Facilitate it.
Yes. Who's dependable.
I mean, if he can work nicely with Jimmy, because obviously Jimmy does not have a spaceship. He will not be able to do off-world trading. So, I'm sure we can come to some agreement there. But first, we must capture the planet, because after all, it is not our planet just yet.
I trust Jimmy and his dedication to the Dark Gods will find a way to make this theme park.
Now, I am not suggesting it would be ethical, of course, to do this next step in the plan, but you know how we have those Dark Eldar prisoners still for some reason that we haven't really decided what to do with. They just kind of got left here.
They didn't want them back, basically, is what.
Yeah, they didn't want them back. We kind of don't need them. We have our own crew. It's kind of awkward having these small, pointy-eared masochists and such. They are strange people.
There are some of them.
But what could we do but return some of their equipment, or perhaps some scavenged equipment on the way? I'm not these Imperial Guardsmen, we have worked with them in the past, against them mostly, but they are not entirely incompetent. We go down there, we scoop up some leftovers, we clean them out, we put our men into the suits, and then we come down as the heroes, we capture these, prisoners, and we make a nice show of it. And we go, I see we have killed these Dark Eldars. We do not anger our friends. We get rid of a problem, and we look good while doing it. We earn the trust of the native population. This seems like a good plan,
Fair. I am partial to killing some of them. They seem, at least two of them, seemed very intent on embracing the Dark Gods.
Well, we will we will analyze the situation. I know we have a number of prisoners. We do not need to have too many. It's just I do not want to be fighting the Dark Eldars, but I also do not want to be fighting the Imperial forces if we want them to be our friends. Because I can guarantee you, Jimmy is a good man. But Jimmy is one man. Unless we have a population that is on our side, we will have a bad time. But I must also say, gentlemen, very sadly, we will have to make sure we have suitable equipment for a Imperial adjacent faction. Not one that is going to make some shit to their pants, as it were, at the sight of us. So no big spikes, no big tentacles, no Johanna. You know, the usual peacekeeping style operation. Because if we do not have to fight them, the better. If we have to fight them, we probably win. You know, we have Astartes, we have massive fuck-off cannons, you know, it's the usual things. But if we do not need to fight them, they'll be more willing to cooperate, and if they're willing to cooperate, then well...
Exactly, we can just sweep in after the Dark Eldar are done taking their tally, and then, you know, pretend to be the heroes of the day and all that.
Precisely. See this man, he gets it. He is going to fit in very well here.
As a matter of fact, I may be a bit good at playing dress-up as well, so I don't suppose many of them are going to question one of the Emperor's angels themselves, let alone two of them.
We will have to go through our inventory and maybe find our new friend something slightly more appropriate. He may give off the wrong impression. Maybe that was the echidna, perhaps.
I'm sorry, Sonny, but we might have to file down some of the spikes.
Maybe put some corks on them.
How will how will Jimmy's theme park work out then if we're not going to have spikes?
Well, you just build it somewhere off to the side, you see.
We built up to that later. It is called subversion, but if we go right in there going, hey, we're chaos, we are here to save us from the Dark Eldar, then I feel like that will go poorly, and we will have to kill a lot more of them than is, you know, efficient, because if we take too many, we're gonna have to negotiate on their prisoners as well. If they take too many, there will not be enough to maintain a colony here, and that would be a shame if we get back in 5 years and they're all dead.
And we're certain we can't come in as the swooping heroes as chaos.
I mean, well, back in your days on Cadian, I believe, I feel like if you suddenly saw chaos coming down, even if they were helping you out, I feel like it would be taken badly by administrative elements. So I think we need to at least pass as not too chaotic. You know, I will have to wear a hat of some flavor to hide the blue glowingness. Maybe long sleeves, I don't know.
I might have an unfortunate counterpoint, which is if we're going the slow conversion route, we might need to get Johanna brothel and keep her there.
Well, that is the thing. We would have to consult with Johanna. But for the initial stages, we want to be good boys who are just here to help out against the evil Xenos, right?
Oh yes, that's step one.
Later we can do this. But,
yes, that's step two. What I'm proposing is step two.
Yes, I think that may work for step two, and if not, then maybe some of Johanna's cultists, they may be willing to assist with this, although perhaps maybe your little flattery friend may also be willing to whisper in some ears at night.
Oh, also, any skeptical elements can always be dealt with, and, well, retroactively be charged with cowardice or treason.
Well, we can look into this. We may have to feed some certain intellectual qualities to our Xenos friends here, so that they can make sure that they target certain key individuals who will be inconvenient for us in the future. For example, elements of the Administratum, elements of the Ministorum, you know, the zealots and the paper pushers. Not anyone who actually does the work. We need those people.
Cool.
How are you feeling since this plan? As I am realizing that I have been talking almost continuously for the last 10 minutes.
I have a fun question.
which is, could I personally kidnap 7 people? I need converts for Kenny.
I mean, I don't see why you can't do this. Just, make it low-key. We do not want to, maybe, I have plan. What we do, we find a farm or something, because they are not all in one place. They are scattered around the place with presumably some central hub infrastructure for, the starport and stuff to get supplies in from off-world. But there will be farms. I think maybe if we are to raid one of those farms, we will take some prisoners, and then we will report back that we came to help, but unfortunately the Xenos had already come in and killed them all. It was very sad. But we have avenged them, and we will bring dead Xenos with us to prove that we have slain them. How does this sound?
It sounds excellent. We could even propose that since they were so remotely placed, they were easy prey. Then we can conclusively put them in one place, in which case our diversion can be even more effective.
Yeah. We shall obviously have, no plans to survive the battlefield, but I think if we are to start in the outskirts, put down a ladder, and perhaps deploy one of our vehicles, then we can roll in with the power of the Imperial Guard behind us, as it were, and save the day.
True. But
or we can go in with the power of the Imperial Guard and ruin the day. But, the plan is there. The plan has good intentions. We will try and capture some of the farm workers. They'll be the easiest to manipulate, as they do not have the indoctrination, as they are not... They are simple, hard-working people. They will be useful to us, at the very least.
That reminds me, I might need a face covering if this plan is going to come.
You may need some kind of hat, yes. I feel like the Imperial citizenry may not take kindly to your, visage. As of my own, I will have to hide the horns and the ears, and the toe beans, and the tail. I may have to cosplay as some kind of, what is the word? I have the big axe, the Omnisci, the machine cult of Mars. I think we have we can put something together.
Cosplay.
I'm going to have to pretend to be a tech priest, aren't I? I am here to repair the equipment, that is what it is. The distress beacon, it went off from this outpost, but unfortunately the signal was very weak, so it only caught us too late, so we were not able to save anybody. But we avenged the raiders as they were resting after the bloodshed. I think this is a plausible plan. It may work on at least a few people.
I agree. And I for one, am a big contender. We could even kidnap more people than we just need from the remote regions and force them into a city.
We shall consult
Consolidating our power.
We shall consult with the captain and make sure that we have, shall we say, adequate replacements for any of the crew that were lost or damaged in previous raids, if that is... I'm sure that will be something he will be happy about, and I'm sure Mr. Winters... is it Mr. Winters or is it Miss Winters? They are tech brains. They are sort of a grey area.
They are
anyway,
the general mass.
We may have, shall we say, servitor spaces required, and well, that is for the people who are not doing quite so well. So if we find anyone that is alive, but shall we say not really living anymore, we can put them into someone else's misery. I have. Does anybody have any things they would like to add to this? Because again, I'm very self-conscious that I've been talking for a while.
It might be good to quietly dispose of most of the leadership, also from the guard.
Well,
speak things up a little.
I was considering that maybe we should give the required intel to our Xenos compatriots so that they can enjoy that work, because I'm sure a few enemy combatants will be more interesting to them to capture than, say, the more boring field hands and, like, day-to-day peoples. They will not give us good sport, whereas if it's someone who is a zealot to the Emperor, they will be much more fun for them, I imagine.
Oh, certainly.
I'm starting to sound like Klaus Schwab now, aren't I?
They will do nothing and they will be happy.
Precisely,
They will grow bananas.
They shall eat the bugs.
if we are rolling in war here, if we... we'll have to... Well, either Jimmy or somebody else. They're the most likely candidate to be voted in or selected locally for the role of planetary governor.
No, it will be some off-worlder. It is always the same with the Imperium. They put someone who is their friend in charge. They are incompetent. It will be very easy. This is why I'm putting Jimmy in charge, after all.
True.
So,
That's
He's a
exactly what
security
I-
officer. You know, he will know what he is doing, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yes,
besides,
and provided we are the ones supplying him, they might even assume it's merely natural.
besides, rigging an election is not exactly rocket science.
Fair.
Yes, they have been doing it for thousands of years.
As long as we can make sure that Jimmy is guided to leave your man in charge of administration, then he can make his
It's very simple.
impact.
Jimmy will be in charge, and our Mr. Exodus is here as compatriot will simply be an advisor to him.
Yes, our friend can handle the logistics.
An unelected position, as it were.
Indeed. As long as Jimmy isn't persuaded to use the spikes
So,
in the theme park.
if we are all in agreement, shall we contact our otherworldly compatriots?
Indeed.
We should perhaps hold off with your assistance until we have something to show for it. It would be rather embarrassing to ask them to come all the way out here and then they turn up and go, so what gives? You have not got the planet? Well, it blew up. Oops,
Oh, no,
oops.
no, perhaps I'm not communicating.
Oh, you mean as
clearly.
Xenos companions?
Yes.
Yes. Putting our plan together. Co-running our plans, I suppose.
Alright, we will have to ask them if they can delay a little. We can maybe do some reconnaissance quickly on the area to make sure we have, anything required first, and then go from there, perhaps? Or...
yep, you can send them an email or whatever, Vox, and just they'll delay for a few hours, and you can put together a joint plan if you want, and we'll handle that next weekend. What you actually want to do specifically, or next
think-
week, or no, not next week. It'll be the 22nd. Yep.
I am thinking more in just in terms of if we can send out one of our reconnaissance suitable vehicles, just so we can make sure we know where they are going, so that... Excuse me, one more. Excuse me.
Well,
So that they are going to the right places and targeting the right people, as it would be unfortunate if we were to accidentally say, I do not know, strike a armory and blow it up in its entirety, instead of say, I do not know, a administratum building. You know, just make sure we are targeting the right people.
Potentially, if maybe they have, I don't know, not necessarily one of themselves, but if they have any persons of interest, they could lend us, maybe, for the assault.
I feel that would be inappropriate, as we are meant to be coming and saving them from the Xenos, rather than
No,
coming
not
to save them.
not Drukari, but if they have anyone else, say.
If they have any human mercenaries with them, I understand.
Yes, for example.
Perhaps we can organize some kind of exchange.
alright. I think we'll sort all the details out either off screen or next week. However, before we close out, I was wondering, Pastor, do you want to try and recruit someone from the medical bay before we go? Because you won't be here next week, next time. So.
Yeah. Sure. So we had the Blood Bride and Adept Maru, I think it was.
You also have the Amnesia Vanguard. Oh, he had Amnesia too, fucks.
Fuck, we did have a fucking empty.
So yeah, bring
Let's go
yourselves
for the
in.
Vanguard, actually.
Oh, so yeah, you got 2 Admite Boys and 5 Drukari. Let me see. You got 2 Calibite Warriors. Oh no, you've got 3 Calibite Warriors, a regular Witch, and a Blood Bride.
Yeah, because I remember at least the Adept and the Blood Bride, they... I don't think they were very I think the Blood Bride was very bloodthirsty and kind of horny, but I think that I was just very interested in converting to noble or something,
You know.
like a sore spot. Yeah, let's go for the Vanguard, I guess.
Okay. He
So
has no.
what's
He
more
doesn't
like
have his armor on. He just has a plain tunic and stuff on. He doesn't look very good because his body is half irradiated away at this point, thanks to his type of lifestyle. Should we put it that way? Being constantly carrying irradiated materials around with you is not very healthy. But he looks up at you and kind of gives you a slight smile and is like, "Hello there. What can I do for you?"
I see the warp's finally got to you, eh, brother?
The warp. What
The
do you mean?
warp. Well, and the radiation for that matter. But it's the warp that got you where you are, I remember. I'm just gonna roll a deceive.
It's a little bit of mounting of Slanesh.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, the Immaterium, mister. I suppose
Yes.
I suppose it did affect me somehow. Yeah.
You were crossing the Immaterium that we found you.
I see. That's
Yes.
unfortunate.
There was some radiation. Oh, you're attacked.
What? What do
I
you say?
remember I met you a long time ago. Before you started crossing, I mean. I might want to roll a new deceive for that, maybe?
Yeah, with a plus 20.
Ah, excellent.
Use a fate point. May as well.
Yeah, shit. Let's use a fate point. I'm just gonna double check mine. Infant points, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes, sir. Counting them down, taking them down. There we go.
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
He's like, I suppose you must have been my friend. Well, thank you. I'm glad you rescued me from whatever that situation was then.
Certainly. No, they got you in a bind. These, well, they used to be your allies, remember you told me. These Mechanicus fellows.
Ah,
But they got you. They shot you, actually.
oh, they
Yes.
wanted to kill me? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Once they realized you weren't as... what should one say? Strict on following the Emperor and the bureaucracy, they turned on you.
They thought I was a heretic, a traitor? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. All they needed was a split second, and they turned on you.
That's terrible.
Like
Awful.
turning on a heel.
How could they do this to me? And he's really sad now and goes into the corner.
Leave dumps.
No.
You'll be okay, my friend.
Okay.
You're home now.
Home?
Damn it!
Oh my god.
At least you didn't get shot in the knee. But yeah, sorry, I had to put that in.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the temptation. But
Alright.
you're home now, my friend.
Aye.
Brother,
Well,
you're with friends.
I'm glad I'm in good company now. What's your name, mister?
You can call me Civ.
Well, it's lovely to see you again, Ziv. What should I be doing now?
Well, my friend, let's get you out of here. We had this set up, so in your amnesic state, you wouldn't do anything too erratic.
Hey.
He's going to open the cage.
Yep.
He's, however, going to pull a scrutiny check to see if there's anything odd about him. If he
Yeah, well,
remembers
plus
anything.
20, sure.
So, let's use another infamy point.
Alright.
Actually, I'm not risking a lot on this one.
Mm-hmm. Oh god.
Well, shite.
It's...
Were you gaslighting someone?
Yes, I'm gaslighting a man.
Does someone need help with deception? Let me just...
Oh shit.
Sorry, I had to quickly. I was a bit distracted by something else.
Okey-doke.
What's the rough context of this? Like, Ziv is trying to convert someone, right?
I'm gaslighting him that he got shot by his friends, and we were there to help him out.
Just collaborate his story, basically, is all you
Yeah.
have to do. Just...
Yeah.
Isn't this guy a Dark Eldar?
No, this
Some-
is a
Vanguard.
AdMech guy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Somehow John Exodus has like slipped into like the uniform and regalia of a member of the Mentors chapter.
Okay. Alright. You look like a loyal
Yes.
space marine. Yep.
You are a bit worse for wear, shall we say? But no, it is true what he says.
My Emperor, it's an Astartes. A true honor to see one of the Emperor's Avengers.
Ah, yes. He's
I live to
certainly
see.
one of them.
He seems very confused now, Pastor, because of your appearance and his appearance.
Let's just say we're a faction that isn't so divided by the fact that one can doubt. While your old fellows, they would turn on a heel on you. We are not that drastic. We're a fellowship of many ideas.
I understand that you might be a bit confused right now, but you've got quite the bop on the noggin, you see. It's just part of it. Don't worry.
Well, that is certainly true, sir. Yes.
It'll,
He is quite the
Eagle with
oddity,
time.
but he's fun to be around. Fun at the parties.
Oh. I suppose I should make myself useful. Do you like me to help you gentlemen out with anything? I do remember I was good with firearms at one point, so...
Sure. Why not? Let's get right to it.
Alright. There is other one thing. The doctor did say that, I have a cancer in most of my major organs. I don't know how long I have left to serve with you gentlemen, but, well, I'll do my best if you cannot heal me in such time. So.
Well, my friend, if nothing else, I have trusted in the Dark Gods, and though they have not always been favorable with me, there is some favor to find there.
Very
if it's
nice.
required.
What he means to say is that even in dark times, one can find salvation in faith.
I see.
Remember, we're not meant to be chaos.
Well, towards him, I'm basically gaslighting him that he doubted for a moment in the Emperor for chaos. So I'm trying to gaslight him into thinking he's inclined towards chaos.
Alright.
Old move, can't let it pay off.
Well, he's willing to follow you around and help out, like a lost puppy, basically.
I mean, like when you invade the planet, not, but towards him, I think like, hey, well, let's go wholesale.
Do you want to look at the other prisoners later on, maybe next week, or is there anything you want to do quickly? So...
I think that sounds like a good down dirty.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Because we could always
Something
pick it
for down the
up
line.
like during the week. Well, we've got basically 2 weeks to do all this stuff, essentially. So
Yeah, I gotta say, like managing to gaslight a fellow in one session that's an achievement for me.
all right. Well,
These are not the droids you're looking for.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, we will leave it there. Thank you all for joining us. Do you fellas have any final thoughts before we close out and resume this next time?
No forts, head empty.
Okie doke.
Remember,
It's-
Hydra Dominatus.
Oh, yes.
It's good to be back, brothers.
There you go.
Indeed.
What about you, Mr. Will? Well, we shall hear from him again, maybe. Alright. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching.
It was fun.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay, we heard.
Na-na-na,
Yay.
na-na-na,